I'm Craig Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different and every breakup is different. Work with me and you'll get professional help on your situation. And if you're in no contact, focused on personal growth, my workbook series, The Knowledge, will help you make changes like you've never made before. Available now at AskCraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And today we're going to be talking about, do they have to lose us to realize they love us?
Oh.
This is a topic that comes up a lot because a lot of you guys are wondering this. You know, you're going through a situation where somebody breaks up with you and you really wondering, are they thinking about me? Do they miss me? Is there a chance they're going to want me back, or are they going to move on? And so oftentimes we're thinking, well, do they have to lose me to realize that they do love me? And we're going to talk about that because I think it's going to help you guys a lot to really understand perspective, okay? But Margaret and I got a really nice email that I had to share with you guys. This was great. I think you're going to love this one. They said, "Hi Craig, I am unsure about the privacy and disclosure of information, but I absolutely adore your content, and I think you're going to be one of the most influential people in this century."
All right. Hey.
"I swear nobody is doing what you're doing and how you're doing it. I'm literally not trying to butter you up. I feel like you're going to be the Socrates in relationships."
And if you are buttering up, that's fine. It's still nice to hear.
"And how to understand each other." So if I'm Socrates, who are you?
I'm Plato.
That's what I was thinking.
And have been for years, centuries.
"This age of social media is only making us more distant, and your revolutionary way holds the key. It scares me how much I know you can help me, and I'm worried about the disclosure of information." You know, I asked if I could share this email because I think their concern was, if I did a Skype coaching with them, would I talk about their situation in a video?
Oh.
And so that is a question that does come up a lot.
I understand, yeah.
Whatever we talk about in a Skype is just between us, or if it's with Margaret,
Yep.
between you and Margaret. The topics that we discuss are based on email coachings or topics that we've researched. And as you can see, anytime I bring up a topic, it's usually very general.
Right.
So you don't have to worry about a Skype situation being talked about in a video. Thank you so much for those amazing compliments.
Yes, thank you so much.
Plato.
Butter us up anytime.
But I got a second email that gave us the idea for this video. Someone said, "Hi Craig, I have a topic I was hoping you guys could discuss. My friend said to me that she thinks that people have to lose you to appreciate you and then realize they love you. Do you think that's true?" Okay, well, Margaret and I were talking about this, and I do think that there is some truth to that. Okay? With the fact is, human beings kind of get accustomed to things, not just our romantic partners, but you could, take for granted the washing machine, or your car,
or somebody you work with,
or your job. Exactly.
Yeah.
It could be anything in life. We tend to take things for granted at times. And so, yeah, I do think that there's a sense that sometimes after a breakup, we do really realize that we miss that person.
Sure. I remember one time when I ran an agency, I was absolutely insane by the time the office coordinator came back. And I remember saying to her, "I had no idea what you do until it all came to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you." So those things do happen.
Of course.
In any part of life, yes.
Especially if it's somebody or something that's day in and day out, you don't really appreciate it. And then when you get to do it, or whatever the situation is, you just are used to it. It's routine. And so when the routine is broken or something happens, you get a flat tire or your car's in the shop, you really appreciate it a lot more. So yeah, I do think there is a truth in that sense. Now the other thing is that one person is feeling too much closeness from the other. And so when they're in that situation, they're not appreciative of the relationship. They feel a need to back away and get away. And I think that once that person has gotten too much space, that is when they start to realize,
Right.
I really do care about this
Right.
person.
Right. And I can't emphasize enough, people at large don't think about this, that too much closeness is very uncomfortable for some people. But I also can't emphasize enough that partners can have different needs and still manage to work it out. If I need 2 hours per day to go work on, I don't know, my knitting or my crocheting, not that I've ever done either, I would like to be with a partner who would allow me that time for myself. And I don't want to talk to you. I want to play, I don't know, an opera while I do that. And I need that 2 hours. And I'm not abandoning you. It's not that I won't want to be with you. It's that I just need those 2 hours. And somebody else might much prefer to spend that talking or going somewhere or doing something. So people can have different needs and still work it out if they can talk about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that it's really important to understand that there are times in a relationship, especially with people that have attachment issues, that they are uncomfortable with where things are at.
Yeah.
And so maybe you're the anxious person, and so the minute you feel that space from your partner, you feel like you have to fill it with closeness, and then that just makes them feel like this is too much, this is too intense.
Right.
And in that moment, they're not feeling like, I want to be close to you too. They're feeling like, I've got to get away.
Right.
And then what happens is they just keep backing away in whatever sense, emotionally,
Right.
physically.
Right.
And then they get to the point where like, wow, I really am surprised. I was aggravated by this person yesterday, and now today I really miss them.
And if you're the partner who wants more closeness, you need to be in a position where you can say, I haven't seen enough of you for the last couple of weeks. I'd really like more contact.
Mm-hmm.
And I might be able to say back to you, but I haven't finished my crocheting. So we're going to work out a plan. But it's when you can talk about it that it can easily work. So if you want more time, I'll give it to you. If I want more crocheting, I expect the space.
Yeah. And the healthier and more secure that you are,
Yeah.
the better you're going to be in that relationship. If you're in a situation where the person that you're with keeps backing away, and they're unable to give you that space, and you're feeling like, okay, maybe they even had to end the relationship. Well, you'd be surprised how many people that I talk to, probably it comes up a few times a week.
Uh-huh.
I will talk to somebody that was like, I was really unhappy in the relationship. I honestly didn't even care if I was with them anymore. I was frustrated, I was annoyed, whatever. Then that person breaks up with them, and they're like, I'm devastated.
Right.
I'm
Right.
absolutely devastated.
Yeah.
So they absolutely do realize after they've had some time and space.
Sure.
Right?
Time and space is a wonderful thing to process.
Mm-hmm.
And, at some point, you have to do a cost-benefit analysis, right? Can I live with these person's shortcomings? Are they worth enough to me for me to do that?
Mm-hmm.
Is that where I need to work on it? Is that where we need to work on it?
Yeah, because nobody's going to be perfect. You're certainly not perfect. I'm pretty much perfect. Margaret is definitely perfect.
Yeah, definitely.
But nobody's perfect. And so you're going to realize that whoever you're with is going to annoy you a little bit and drive you crazy a little bit.
Sure.
No matter who it is. And you're hoping, essentially, that if the person does back away, ends the relationship, and then has the space, that they'll realize that all of the qualities and everything that you brought into their life is worth feeling that discomfort
Right.
of closeness.
Yep. And that's a decision we all have to make in a major long-term relationship, you know? And you have to go into it knowing what the areas are.
Yeah. One of the things that I thought you wanted to talk about is when you get into a relationship with somebody, what was it about this person that you were attracted to?
Yes, and I ask that to almost everyone I talk with. Some people have it right on the tip of their tongue, and some people really haven't thought about it and say, well, it just felt good to be with her. It just felt good to be with him. But let's think out loud a minute about what it was about them. Oh, well, they made me feel really comfortable, and they were very easy to talk to, and they knew some interesting stuff that I didn't know, etc., etc. So there are all kinds of things. I've heard I was attracted to him because he was low-key. I was attracted to him because he was kind of aggressive and he'd protect me. So there are all sorts of different things that people are attracted to. That person was physically very attractive, of course, comes up frequently, and usually something about a comfort level with them. But it's very helpful to know what it is that drew you to this person, whether you're breaking up with them or they're breaking up with you or whatever. What was it about this person that drew you in? And after a few minutes, everybody can answer it.
And also, you got to realize that there was something about you that they were drawn to.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
There was something there that they felt connected to. And, you know, just because, you know, maybe you were getting on their nerves, maybe you were too intense, maybe you were too close, whatever it is, if they have that space and back away, yes, a lot of times they can realize that they loved you.
Yes. Yes. And particularly if you get someone who's not used to hearing that, you know, I love you, it's wonderful. And if you can have a talk with your significant other about what drew you to each other, that's always a wonderful conversation to have, you know?
So I think that Margaret and I both kind of feel like depending upon how secure you are,
yes,
the more likely you're not going to need that space to really value the other person. In other words, if you're very secure, a lot of times you don't need to lose the person. You just understand commitment, connection, what that secure bond is like to have. You've had it probably with your caregivers and your early life, so you know what it's like. But for those of us that are anxious or avoidant and are disorganized, you know, that level of closeness is often very scary or intense. And so we need to back away, and we don't know how to handle it. And, you know, the anxious person is often doing it out of fear instead of I really genuinely want to be around this person.
And there are some people who really aren't convinced that they're lovable. And they will, as we say, quit before they get fired. Nobody's going to love me for much longer than 8 months, say. Nobody ever has loved me longer than 8 months. So I better break up in the 8th month because I don't want to get dumped, which inevitably will happen to me. Right?
Yeah.
Sure.
They do.
So some people quit before they get fired. Yeah.
There are a lot of unconscious things going on within our partners and struggles, internal struggles that they don't tell us about.
But the more you can communicate, the better off you are. There's no emotion that's not okay to talk about.
Sure. And of course, when we say that, we're talking about if you're repairing a relationship. We're not trying to get you guys to maybe reach out or break no contact.
Oh, no.
To do that, because I know a lot of you guys can get overwhelmed and confused. We're talking about when you're in a relationship. We're always trying to prepare you to be in a healthy relationship and, you know, make changes in yourself so you can have that. And you want to find a partner who can communicate too. Because if they just shut down all the time, can't deal with anything, how are you ever going to repair things and repair the connection?
Right.
Because part of being in a relationship is connecting and disconnecting and doing it in a healthy way.
But I'm sure when someone leaves you, all their good points come back to you. You know, in a breakup.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's shocking. And so let me tell you, I've talked to many people that were like, I didn't want to be in the relationship. I don't know why I was there anymore. I thought about leaving them for a long time. And then they get abandoned, they get left. And then they're like, this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. I can't even believe I'm feeling like this.
Yeah.
but it doesn't often happen overnight. So,
No.
you know, that's why we tell you guys, give people time, give people space after a breakup. They need to miss you.
That's right. They
And
need to miss you.
yes, there is a good chance that at some point they're going to realize what you've brought into their life, the value you have, and truly how much they did love you.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's true. It's the hard way to do it. We hope you don't have to.
So, of course, if you want to get our help personally, just go to my website, askcraig.net. Sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. I do email coaching and I do Skype. Margaret is here for Skype coaching.
Yes, and I'm happy to talk with you if you want to talk with me.
So just click on Margaret on the top of the website. Of course, if you want to find us on podcasts, we are now available there too. Just search for me on all the major podcast platforms. Subscribe to the channel. And that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And we will talk with you soon.